Okay, looks like we're live. Well, welcome back, everybody. It is I, Spartan Flash, and this is an odd episode of 12 FPS Gaming in that we're not actually gaming today. I have a horrible confession to make. Through every fault but my own, I have fallen seriously behind on commissions that I owe to my good friends, Master of the TDS and the Writing Raven. Reason for that being is I just kind of lost my groove and I realized I couldn't draw anymore. So I'm going to try and fix that today. And pending availability, we may actually get a visit from Master of the TDS. So below me is nothing concrete. It's not representative of the commissions I was working on. Well, the one of the left is, but where's my hand? Wake up, hand. No, over there. Anyway, you get the idea. Arm tracking's a little wonky today. It's probably going to be a little bit slowed down just because I'm running so many programs. But yeah, that's all it's going to be, is just kind of a chill hangout and scribble stream. Got a couple of free hours before I got to go pick up the kiddo from school. So let me just pull up the stream real quick on my phone and make sure that the audio levels are doing good. So I'm going to mute my mic and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. What we got? So that's there. And yeah, thanks for the heads up, Papa Cotton. I was tracking that I was muted, but I was still on the phone. So trying to get the music a little louder here. I just don't want to drown out my own voice. So let's see. Brave just a smidge. All right, let me know if that's overwhelming. All right, cool. It is weird that my chat is not showing up in OBS, but it is showing up in YouTube, so that's good. Back to Photoshop here. Trying to get that line weight down. So yeah, I was commissioned by Master of the TDS back in like July to make some thumbnail avatars to go on, well, thumbnails. But yeah, like I said before, I just kind of, I didn't realize how out of practice I was until I started drawing them again. And when they started just popping out as generic anime characters as opposed to that, you know, classic Burton-y look that he liked, I realized I had a problem. And I tried to vector them in Illustrator, but that turned out to be not necessarily more trouble than it was worth, but it was definitely, it wasn't getting the results I wanted either. Can y'all hear the music? Or is it, hey, what's up, Ronan? Yeah, no games today. It's just trying to catch up on commissions. Thank you for dropping in, though. No, little overdraw there, but not worried about that. So, can you hear the music or no? If you turn your volume up. Okay, yeah, it's just meant to be low ambience, so just to keep me from going crazy and that we don't have a completely quiet stream. I will turn it up just a smidge more. How's that? And now that I can see the chat running in OBS, I can turn off Chrome and save myself another couple hundred gigs of RAM. You know what? Let me reach out to Master of the TDS because I am currently live in my Discord chat. That's right. He does have a Discord. It's just very tiny. I'll reach out to TDS. All right, message sent, message received. So I seem a little bit fumbly with my holy shit, my hands are working. If I seem a little bit fumbly with my screen navigation, it's because I'm currently duplicating my Wacom tablet on my laptop screen, and the primary monitor is running OBS. So where I'm used to the mouse cursor going, I don't hear it well while I'm working, but I usually correct. This as long as you can hear me. You can hear me though, right? Right, Ronan? So, but yeah, I will. I think I may have the stroke stabilization on too high. It probably doesn't help that I have this thing plugged into a hub. Loud and clear. All right, good. Very good. Let's see. What does Master say? No response, but we'll see. We'll see if he pops in. Oh, you know what? I should have put those lines on a new layer. Crap. All right, well. Thankfully, we got Control Z. All right, new layer. Name you ink layer. Sorry, I got my stylus in my mouth. Oh, that reminds me. I should have had a stylus prop. Me. All right. Hmm. I don't know what's going on with my brush sensitivity here, but it's not giving me nice clean lines like I want. Come on, buddy. This is also a massive canvas that I'm using. Oh! Tricky thumb. Everybody ready for the holidays? Hopefully chat didn't crap out on me. Okay. Well. Back to the subject of unfinished projects. I really thought that in retirement I would have a lot more spare time on my hands. In some ways I do. And what this boils down to is a personal flaw of mine, which has always been a problem. Lord knows. I tried to work on it. I really am bad at time management. And I am doing my best to try and compartmentalize things that I can get taken care of throughout the day. But also couple that with exhaustion and general complacency / procrastination. You know, I was trying to build the gaming channel and done more than my fair share of streaming with Dutch Butters and the A-Team over on Dutch Butters Gaming in situations where I can't readily do a live stream of my own. So I kind of take the morning live streams because the nights are for family. So that said, I do spend a lot of non-stream time on the computer. If it's surfing brain rot or working on Blender projects that will never see the light of day. They really should, though. Is that where? I don't know. This is not going to be a final product. This is just practice. But yeah, I had that little ADHD quirk of going, let's surf some brain rot, and then come across a Blender video on Twitter, or Zwitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and I'll suddenly be like, oh, I wonder if I can do that. And there goes the next 3 hours of trial and error in Blender for just a piece that was never gonna actually become anything. It's just more to see if I could do it. And I go, oh crap, it's 2 in the morning. And then if I fire up a game, I'll usually get an invitation from Dutch to come stream over on his channel. So who am I to say no? What kind of A-Team member would I be if I did? Ugh. The natural urge to follow an old sketch line. And weird that Photoshop is lagging right now. Turn that. Oh, okay, I'm just pressing too hard. Just realized I couldn't see what I was drawing. I was drawing it behind myself. So how about those VTuber awards, huh? Burnt Peanut taking the crown. Uh-oh. I wonder if it... I know I keep looking down I stand this guy up. I'm just gonna hold my tablet. Hold my drawing screen like a tablet now. But it's actually quite nice. I just don't want to be looking like I'm, breaking my back. Answer my own question about being ready for the holidays. That's a pretty definitive no. I gotta try and get the house squared away so that I get some Christmas decorations in here. Yeah, they say you're your own worst critic, and I don't know. I look at these things and I go, this seems kind of mid. All right. Oh, I know what's going on. All right, hold on. Photoshop is not scaled appropriately. Let's see. There we go. There's my boy. All right. Well, one version of him anyway. There have been others, to be sure. I don't like that. I don't like that line. Probably could have used a path to make it nice and linear, but I want to get better at my brush strokes. Trying to get away from that, micro hash style of drawing. Oh, I guess I should share the link for the stream, huh? Make sure that sends. Make sure X doesn't throw it in the drafts box. Okay. All right. It is showing there. I think I'm about as ready for Christmas as I'll be this year. Nobody really does gifts. I'll just have to decide what to eat on the days off. Huh. Well, I've been hurting for a Christmas duck for years, but sadly not a favorite around the house. I think you should go out and get some Chinese duck, Christmas story style. Oh, that's a better line weight. I like that. Oh, God. My least favorite part, the circle. Circle for the eyeballs. But you see how these strokes are deliberate here? Like, I want to get away from doing the little micro hash lines that I kind of defined my style all through high school. Yes, I have stabilization turned on. That's why you see the line lagging behind the cursor. Guess I probably could have used something like Psy or Clip Studio. But since one of the goals post Army was to get something in the realm of visual media for employment, I have been working with the industry standard and trying to stay up to date on Photoshop. All of Photoshop, well, just the Adobe suite in general. I know a lot of people aren't going to like to hear that, but usually the first thing that an interviewer would ask is, do you got experience with the Photoshop or with the CC suite? So that's why things are the way they are. Go tinier on that line. Guess I didn't really need to close that out, but again, force a habit. I hate open lines or open. Terrified of open shapes because, you know, when it gets to doing fills, you get bleed out over the entire canvas. So let's turn that guy back up there. Come on, rotate. All right. I see I missed a sideburn and a mouth line. Should have been doing this in a Bob Ross wig. Just happy little accidents. Suddenly all but one eye is the same color. Gotta love it. Yeah. Or worse, the mistake that I almost made. You sit there for a couple hours working on a piece and then realize you're drawing on the background layer the whole time. Suppose I could drop a flats layer in there. Do a little color behind. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Quick and dirty fill here. Now we're gonna go take our reference shot of of Angie, Master of the TDS, which it's not what you think it means. It is the Total Defense Shogun, because he is an old school Yu-Gi-Oh fan. Well, let's just go ahead and make a palette out of this guy. All right. Duh. I'm clicking in OBS. Why isn't it working? We're gonna lock that layer. Remember when I said I was getting confused by the screen layout? There it was. All right, so make a little blob of brown here. I think I can eyeball that red. Yeah, it looks about right. Some red there. And you know what? I suddenly have to really go to the bathroom, so I will be back. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm going to mute the mic so you don't hear horrible things. All right, now I'm back. I can hear myself. All right. But who's really watching? All right, I'll do the eyes later. Just get that skin tone out there. All right, so I want this. Go back. Just clean that hairline off real quick. Did the link get banished to the Death's Realm? What link? Oh, to the dress folder? No, it should be in the thread on X. It's I think I put it under Master's reply. Yeah, you're right. I should probably put it in the. I'll put it in self promotion over on the Dutch Butters Discord server. I'm not going to be adding the server anymore, though. There we go. Yeah. All right. So let's start on some flats here. So Master and Raven really like that Tim Burton style for their characters. Although, judging by the previews I've seen of their upcoming VTuber models, that may be leaning away from that, but they still like the classic stuff I used to do. But, I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that I was trying to stay on brand for looking Burton-esque, but at the same time, not just be like, oh, you just drew dude from Corpse Bride and recolored his hair. I don't want to be known as that kind of character artist, So I'm trying a couple different things here, trying to shy away from an anime look, because a lot of my concept sketches were kind of getting into that territory. Well, actually, let's just have a look for yourself here. Not you, Windows key. So now, still semi on brand. Collapsing horror. But yeah, just this. This is not evocative of that Burton style. And then some of the other ones I was drawing were coming out too thick. And, if you're going for that Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, Corpse Bride or I'm drawing a blank, or Frankenweenie kind of look, most of the adult characters are just, they're sticks. I mean, they're really caricatures of skinny people, unless you're drawing fat people, in which case they're sticks on, they're apples on sticks. So, and then if you look at, if you've ever seen a lot of Tim Burton's like sketchbooks, a lot of his stuff is not quite scribble style, but it's a lot of overdrawn lines. So they're definitely roughs, but they have a style to them. And the first commission that I did for Master of the TDS for his, which was one of his longest standing PFPs, I did that where I overdrew the lines, and it was fun. It's a good result. When it came time to like later projects where I'm trying to make a live 2D avatar out of that, it's just hell to try and get a selection going when there's no concrete solid lines. So I tried to make one, but it was definitely out of my field of expertise, I would say, and the learning curve would have taken me too much time to get him a product that I would have felt both of us could have been happy with. So I'm glad that him and Raven have found a good live 2D artist to really help realize their next evolution of puppetry for their live streams and Gothic therapy. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, I will drop their links in the description once I wrap this stream. I realize I forgot to do that. But I was already running behind in getting this stream started, so I got a little hung up on the thumbnail. I was going to go and just pull one of my old SFS art thumbnails out of the bin. And I looked at him and I realized I had no working file for him. So I was like, oh, crap. Well, it'll take me less time to make a thumbnail from scratch than it will just to try and remove the titling of the old ones. So that's why I got what I got. Or that's why you all got what you got in the thumbnail for this stream. Probably driving real artists crazy with the way I'm doing this here. This is like grade school. But, sometimes basics are the way to go. And I'm not trying to win any art competitions here. Like I said, I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things. Been a while since I watched Master or Raven. Sadly, me too. But usually, I'm also trying to make content of my own. If not outright live streaming, just in general. And it's one of the pits that you can fall into with getting invested in the YouTube community. And I wish I had learned that a long time ago, is that I spent way more time in the early days supporting other channels and trying to get my name recognized. And, all I did was, become a drop in the bucket of helping their channels grow. So I didn't have really much in the way of collaborations going on, and I just kind of watched other channels pass me by. So when I really started buckling down and doing stuff on the consistent, most of the people that that I had known from groups like that. I'm like, well, there's only so many hours in the day, and there's only so many chances I'm going to get to see certain person's content. So basically, bottom line up front is don't try to build your following off of somebody else's channel. Or don't think that just by being known in somebody else's channel that will automatically guarantee you a following, because it won't. Now that said, I could theoretically make this Discord channel public, but I think I'm going to keep this one the private one, since when during the summer and Christmas breaks when I stream with my family, we kind of use this one. So I may make a second Discord server just for all things 12 FPS gaming related, and that may be a public one. But it's just, I don't know. I always kind of look at the logistics side of things before I start committing to something like that, because it's like, okay, well, I'll make this Discord server, and now I'm going to need people to run it, because I can't be policing it 24/7. Because if I do that, I won't be running a channel. But this guy, I think I could get away with a selection fill. Ah, man. I did not realize Photoshop was so hardware dependent. It's weird. It's either that it's got this lag because it's running 2 copies of Photoshop because I got it on multiple monitors right now, or it could also be that the Wacom is plugged into a non-USB 3.0 port, which is probably more likely. Yeah, that's probably exactly what it is. I'll change it for next stream, because right now I think, oh, that's hideous. But not unfixable. Hey, Writing Raven, what is going on? I was just talking about you guys, and again, massive apologies for the delay in this, but I really fell off in terms of skill, and like I said in the description, it's not like riding a bike for me. If I don't draw consistently, I lose it. And I think working in 3D for the better part of a couple of years on that one VTuber commission, that I also might add, that one's not what I consider done either. I plan on doing another version of that to get out to Crimson Fox. But I really lost my drawing skills at that point. So this is kind of a different twist on him. On your boy. This is kind of like a Dr. Seussy look, if you will. Yeah, because every time I kept trying to go back to the Burton style for Master, he just kept turning into Victor from Corpse Bride with a palette swap. And I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but the last thing I want is for you guys to think that these are like cookie cutter characters. You know what? I'm gonna fix these monitors. Sorry, this is driving me crazy. Oh, we're all over the place. 1, 2, 3. All right, there's there. All right, let's get Photoshop back on the window where he's supposed to be. Get OBS back up on the big screen there. I've shared the stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be anything big. It was just going to be a hangout and scribble. But I do very much appreciate the support because it has been a pretty tough grind, especially when X decides to take the stream announcement link and toss it in the drafts bin until 3 hours after the fact. Oh yeah, this is looking much better. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was just I was like for those that don't know, I was in my last couple years in the army and I was overseas in Korea and just perusing what would become Twitter or what would become X, Twitter at the time. I just come across this post from guy, master of the TDS. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. What do we got? Yeah. And it was talking about how he commissioned somebody for a profile picture and gave some specific instructions. And basically, that person, artist, did. It was either that it completely missed the mark or it was just a piss poor product. And so like I'm like, well, what the hell? I got nothing going. Well, I had stuff going on, but I'm like, well, I gotta do something. So just kind of pulled out a bar napkin and just scribbled up a prototype, which I think I still have. Let me see if I can pull it up in Photoshop. Oh, hi, Cupcake. My daughter's cat decided to come over and start screaming at me. She is the grouchiest penguin sometimes, but she can also be very affectionate. Till she decides she's had enough and then tries to eat your face. So let's have a look at the... Oh, you know what? I should probably save this Yeah, that. Thank you for the reminder, Cupcake. I should save it. So, hi. You do this every time I stream. You know that? All right. Where was I? Oh, that's right. Let's see the deviant commissions. All right, let's see. You trying to get into the big one's room? No, she's sealed off. All right. Let's see. Original prototype. Oh, here it is. I'm just gonna drag it over here into the layer, just into its own layer. Let's do that for a second. And oh, I didn't mean to put it on that layer, but hang on. Oh, that's why. The canvas completely rotated. All right. Let's go ahead and move this over. Uh-oh, I missed a chat message. What was that? My cats do that whenever I need to feed them and act like I starve them on purpose. So it's 5 in the morning and not time to eat. Yeah. But this was the this little guy right here was the basis for that way. Yeah, there we go. It was the basis for what would follow. This was just like I kind of did this in my office on a piece of printer paper, and he was like, "That's much closer to what I wanted," and so we went from there. And come on, oh, don't do this to me. Get rid of that guy. Rotate. Let's get this canvas back upright so the next one isn't so crazy. Well, that is what inevitably, I think, was this guy. Yes, it's microscopic TDS. What was this one? Yeah. And then that one eventually segued into... Oops. That one segued into this version, which was the one that you most commonly see on X. As you see, it's got that scribbly style to it. Man, I was way off on that hat color. All right. Well, let's fix that real quick. Back when Master streamed on Twitch, the waffles were his channel theme. I did not know that. I learned something today. I'm just going to leave that there for the sake of color grabbing. Get back to these flats. That's why he asked for waffles. Okay. Always been more of a French toast guy, but given the option between pancakes and waffles. Karashiro, hello! Welcome to the stream. Thank you for dropping by. I'm assuming a little bird told you I was streaming? That's better. Well, I appreciate it very much. And hello. My hands kind of work. I only have a desk lamp on right now, so the lighting's not great for it. That, and I'm currently pushing the limits of what this little laptop can do. But that is why I renamed my channel to 12 FPS Gaming. Thank you. And yeah, so flat fills. Let's go ahead and get Master's face colored in because he looks a little peaked. I think the this one over here was showcasing my angst at the time of I am so not ready for this commission this time. But if you like it, I'll keep Meltdown Master at the ready and maybe finish that one too. I have a squirrel that I drew on staff duty one night that that is not the right color. It's also screaming. Depending on whether or not if I put my IRL name on that one or if I put Flash Sentry on it, we'll decide whether or not it gets posted. There you go. Get a little color in them cheeks. I'm really hoping that this well, actually, no, I really don't care. I was going to say I hope that this music doesn't get claimed, but it probably most likely will because it was one of those, you know, says it's free lo-fi beats for streaming. Will do. I have the Discord VC open if you guys want to hang out, but I understand if you're busy. I know you guys are always working on stuff. I like how the pressure sensitivity on this stylus actually mimics marker bleed. It normally runs a lot better, but I think part of the lag is because the me model is using up a lot of resources editing right now. Okay, no, I totally understand. That's usually an all-day affair for me when I got to stitch a video together, but then again, I tend to go above and beyond. Salty says I should just, you know, record it, do it as simple as possible because no one's going to care about the amount of time you put into it. But damn it, I just can't. I simply can't. I do want to get back to doing more scripted videos. But in addition to my artist block, you could say I ended up with writer's block too. I just couldn't come up with any good ideas. And the stuff I wanted to do Helldivers wise is requiring technical things that I am working as fast as possible to model, shade, render, and then edit. But after the fan film for Liberty came out and a couple of these other source filmmaker Helldivers 2 creators, man, my stuff's going to look like finger paints by comparison. I was just like, do I even release it at this point? But newcomers, if you want an idea of what I'm talking about, go take a look in my Silly Skits playlist section and look for the weekly Hot Drop. It was a sketch comedy thing I was trying to do. It was going to be a weekly release, and after the first one took me 3 days, well, no, it took me about a solid week to put together because I had to write the script and then I had to shoot all the material on a green screen with a VTuber and then model the backgrounds, which were just like basic lighting. And then the background models had green screens of their own that had composite shots of gameplay put into them. And then, drag and drop about 5 million other reference images, memes, and whatnot. And then spend another 3 days editing it together. And then maybe 2 days figuring out a good thumbnail to upload it to YouTube and watch it have less than 100 views. It was a little disappointing, to say the least. It was certainly a blow to my confidence in the whole content creation area. But what I've been surviving off of lately, since I did do a couple of live streams, was just kind of going through and remixing clips from better moments of the streams. And thankfully, YouTube has a feature to turn those clips into shorts. I have a terrible connection where I live at the moment, so I don't make promises about staying all the way. I did hit follow. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. Like I said, I'm just going to be going for a couple hours with this and try and get at least one of these master heads fleshed out and shaded. And just, like I said, it's just practice to get me back on that art spin cycle. And because I want to start doing this again on the regular. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love streaming games. Even if the audience really hasn't grown for it, I fault that largely to myself for not multi-streaming. I should have done the gaming thing on Twitch, then the scripted thing on YouTube, and then dumped all the other garbage to Rumble and Kick. But initially, back then, I was trying to do all this with wireless, which you don't want to do because you get a lot of connection errors. And right now I'm streaming at 60 frames per second in 1080p, and it's flying by. Probably because I'm only using Photoshop and the VTuber model. But yeah, I need to diversify. I put all my eggs in one basket with YouTube for a while. I was streaming to Kick and Rumble. But after Kick deleted all of my VODs when they were first just starting out, I lost like a full solid month of gaming videos and never went back. I should probably give them another chance. Uh-oh. Hold on. I got it. That is definitely not my music. Oh, wait, we're still in the vibe music. Okay, I guess I'm still good. All right, get back to that. Let me pick this up. There we go. stand the sky up a little bit more so I'm not... Alright, what color are we using? We're still on skins. Alright, good. Oh, we're racing skin. Back to brush. I really need to get one of those Photoshop helpers that kind of looks like a little almost game controller with a thumb scroller on it. Yeah, no, it's escaping me what they're actually called right now, but they look like they'd be a lot of help in the workflow department. All right, see you, Raven. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for sending your fledglings my way. I do appreciate the support. It's been a long road to 500. Hopefully I can hit that goal before New Year's. I'm really trying to monetize this channel. A little passive income wouldn't be bad. If anybody's ever seen the British animator Fenna, I can't hear this song and not think of Lucy Lacemaker. Or can't not think of her, I should say. But I've been reading his book. She's been really good. Denna Timms, hey, what's up? Thanks for showing up. How you doing today? Let's see. If I remember correctly, Master was the one with blue eyes. Actually, I think they both have blue eyes. Blue or green? No, 10 Studios, yeah. Oh, I did. Awesome. Yeah, no, it's pretty hard to not read right. But I too, well, my real name, people butchered the last name for years. Until I just started, spelling it out phonetically for them. And then failing that, I would draw it on a board with pictures of objects. All right, we'll go on a limb and use blue for now. Oh, Times and not Tim's. I had one buddy that had he just joined the oh nice. He just joined the A team over on Dutch Butter's channel, and his screen name is Apple Bottom Tim's. But it was really hard for us not to just dyslexically read it Apple Bottom Tism. So, but that's okay because we're all mad here. Some of the best people are mad. Oh, you know what? I never inked the eyeballs. No. Yes, you did. Good old reliable pass flash. That guy's always 10 steps ahead of me. I like the other better. Yeah. Well, every time I see Apple in somebody's name, I can't help but think that it might be a subtle My Little Pony reference. Let's see. What do I currently have? What is this? What are you? looking at my hubs here. I'm like, who are you? You know what? I'm gonna. Yeah, well, I raised two daughters, so that was my scapegoat for being able to enjoy it with the family. But everyone in the house has outgrown it. Gone on to other shows. A lot of smiling friends around here. A lot of smiling friends. A little bit of Helliverse. Space King, of course. Of course. Hail, Space King! My hands aren't working right now. They won't touch. They used to. Not the best arm tracker in the world. I'm actually using a second webcam for it. Although, I give it a little more light, it'd probably work. No, it's not going to work. Okay. It's just lagging. I've been streaming for a while, so it's memory leaks getting to it. More of a drummer and a gamer? Hell yeah. I got a guitar for Christmas last year. God, I hope it was last year, not 2 years ago. But I've been finally forcing myself to learn it, and so my left hand is really sore. Trying to get the hang of fingering. I've just been practicing guitar tabs. Although I probably should learn chords. I mean, I know one chord, like one actual chord, but tabs have just been kind of easier and a little more fun to get into. Been trying to learn a bunch of Baldur's Gate 3 songs and some old Cat Stevens, Jim, what's his name? Oh, who wrote Time in a Bottle? Oh, anyway, you get the idea. Want to hit you up on Discord? I may. I just may do that. Biggest thing I'm having an issue with is reaching, like if there's a chord that calls for a 5th fret and a 1st fret on two different strings, I'm having trouble reaching those. And I don't exactly have small hands, but I do have a scar running down the center of my left palm that might be part of the reason why my hand hurts so much after a long practice session. Or it could just be that I'm building up those little muscle groups. All right, so that takes care of the fills there. All right, so we have our master, the TDS base fills. Oh, I did miss that. We got a little bit of behind the hat action here. I was on the fence when I drew this line right here because it's supposed to be the brim of the hat continuing around the backside. But I think given the angle of his head, start out being sore for a while. Yeah. Well, the fingertips are already starting to toughen up, thankfully. But yeah, there's nothing I hate more than when you start to get tired and your fingers are just mushy and they're not clamping the frets down anymore, the string on the fret. All right, so that's got a nice little bit of polish to it. Let's turn off the sketch layer real quick and see how the in progress is going. Makes you feel any better? I have somewhat developed carpal tunnel in my hands from the years of playing. Well, ironically, I have developed carpal tunnel in my hands from 20 years in the Army Signal Corps, and a large part of that also attributed to PC gaming. But no, okay. I mean, well, I already got the carpal tunnel, so I'm halfway there, right? I don't have to worry about that. All I have to do worry about is learning how to play. All right, let's clean this guy up. That nose line is way too thick, in my opinion, so I'm going to go to the ink layer and thin it out just a little bit with the eraser tool. Kind of give it some taper. A couple of hand stretches you can do that will ease the pain. Oh, yeah. Normally, I find that just doing push-ups in general helps kind of stretch those tendons out when you start to get the claw. I noticed it was probably going to be something I was going to have to keep an eye on when I find that sleeping with my hands folded like almost T-Rex pose under my head, it's probably not the best physical therapy for my tendons. So I've been going out of my way to not do that and keep them flat so that they're extended on both sides. Thanks. I hate it. All right. Little bump. Reminds me of that reel where the artist is just melting down. Oh, I'm so terrible. I fucked up. And the guy's like, what? It looks great. And he zooms in like 10 million times and finds like one pixel out of place. He's like, look! My daughter's merciless. She'll be like, oh yeah, he's trash. My oldest, well, both of my daughters really, they have just skyrocketed past me in terms of skill in the art department. My oldest has a degree in studio art design, but really characters are her thing, and she is building a world that I hope will shock and amaze you one day. How do I want to do these shadows? Do I want to do the 50% black subtraction method, or do I actually want to use darker colors? Well, let's see. First step, define a light source, I guess, right? Well, I don't want to. I really don't want it. Oh, I know. Do a hat band real quick. Back to the inks here. Come on, cursor, where you at? All right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move the display over to another USB port so things may get a little screwy for a second. Give me 1 second. I'm really hoping I didn't just kill my Wacom. All right. Wake up, buddy. Uh-oh. Oh, no. We crashed. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, all right, good. All right. Bring you back over. Where? Oh, my God. Where did you end up? Okay, I got it. Oh, my God. Get out of the other window. Doesn't want to go over to the other desktop. All right. There we go. This is insanely laggy right now. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my arm tracking, and that should probably buy me a little processor overhead. I'm trying to be locked in a 100% T-pose there, but it's okay. Oh yeah, much better. All right. Probably help if I'm also thanks for your service in the military. Oh, thank you for your support. It was the longest and quickest eternity of my life, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was good. Overall, it was more good than bad. You know, despite the some of the hellholes I went to. But miraculously, I only deployed to Iraq twice and somehow was spared ever having to deploy to Afghanistan. So, thank God for small miracles, right? Oh, I gotta look at a master reference here. Yeah, okay, we were using the dark brown for the hat band. Hopefully this isn't too black adjacent. Has been in the military for a long time. Also the wrestling business. Well, hell yeah. Well, I thank your family for their service on both fronts. Excuse me. Oh, that monster is not sitting right. I probably shouldn't have thrown it on top of a big cup of eggnog this morning. Been doing so much Blender modeling that my keystrokes are all derpy with Photoshop. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit of shade. Yeah. It's gonna give us a little shadow for the hat there, and then it's probably a little bit down here by the sideburns. We'll clean that up behind the neck. Oops. I guess I should have used a different layer, but it's okay. This is quick and dirty. Keep telling myself that this is practice. This is not composition. Pro final composition. I guess it really makes more sense that everything, if I'm doing a light source in that direction, everything over here should be in shadow. I don't know if anybody here follows Lost Lenore, but she does some really great art streams too. Yeah, I kind of like that better. It does look like he's lit from below and to the left or to the right. Not because that just gives me an excuse to shadow the top of the hair, have things be a little easier, but it's totally the reason why I'm doing it. You and one other person I know I follow. Oh, okay, cool. Who was another one? Dreaming with Tabitha. She's another one that draws while storytelling her own stories. So those are really fun streams to hang out in as well. All right, time to do the hat. That's what I thought. All right. Flat fills for hat. And I'm going to go with a 50% black. Let's see if that helps. If that works. So rather than use the burn tool, I can just broad stroke this guy. I go with a but there. Oh, I gotta forget. It's additive. Okay. I gotta do it in one pass. So it's my streaming setup. Right now, since I'm doing it in the bedroom, I'm running a Wacom 1 13-inch drawing tablet screen with a Acer XFA 2400 gaming monitor, and it's all hanging off of a Asus Tough Gaming laptop from 2019. So used to be good, but it is starting to feel its years. And add to that 2 webcams, which is really only one now, because I turned off my arm tracking. But as a matter of fact, I'm going to set my face tracking back to the good camera, and hopefully this looks a little bit better. Momentary pause while I switch cameras. Why am I leaning? Get back here. And my dead eyes. Where are my eyeballs? Yeah. There, we can turn off vertical head movement there. All right. Hey, what's up, Dutch? I am just catching up on art commissions. I spent a lot of time gaming, and I owed people some artwork, so I am trying to get back into the groove on getting better at arts. So that's what brings me to now. Oh, shit. I said a swear. Let's see. I'm going to cheat this. Quick little selection there to wall that in. And add clicky. Take this, going to take my selection, I'm going to expand it by 5 pixels. Should be good. Maybe 4. I can work with that. All right. And just take that fill bucket and drop this guy. Yeah, right there. So now we have eyelids. Fair enough. If you want to elaborate sometime, hit me up on Discord. Username is the same as mine. Name here is shared your stream on my server. Hope it helps you. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, I'll definitely hit you up. I'm looking for people to kind of learn how to play instruments with. I want to get into music. Though I have countless years of singing in the car, my range is still somewhere between Broken Glass and Happy Feet. So another area I'd like to get good at. Sorry. Hydration break. All right, where are we? So we have the eyelids shaded. I think the ears and the face could use some shade. Go with a 50% black on that again. Oh, no. Oh, I did. Damn it. I dropped the eyelid color on the line art. Easily fixed. Karaoke stream in our future? No. Well, you know what? I've been running into a lot of guys in arc raiders that will just they'll do naked raids on Stellamontis and they'll just sing because the acoustics are great in there. It was funny that you bring that up. But yeah, those that don't follow him, be sure and head over to Dutch Butters Gaming and give him a like and subscribe. He too is doing the YouTube thing in his goals of making it a retirement source of permanent income, and I fully support that. So help the old guy get there. He's further along than I am, but him and Salty have been putting much more into the grind. So I've been wanting to do the Pied Piper bit with the flute, but I haven't come across another flute since Rats took my last 2 like 100 games ago. Sorry for the awkward pauses. I keep losing the mouse cursor because the layout of my monitors right now is not consistent with where it should be. Like, I really should just drag the number 3 monitor down to the bottom. Yeah, no problem, man. We gotta look out for each other. All right. And I think of just a big lazy pass with the 50% black brush should do this. Should be able to do it. And then I can always erase. Actually, I'll put that on its own layer while I correct it. Back to black. Opacity 50%. Big brush. Do one big swipe just to kind of get that shading of the hair and behind the neck. All right, maybe that's a little. Maybe we'll go with 40% or even 30% black. Just enough to get that kind of front lit look. And then we'll just take the tip of the edge of the ear out of shadow. Get a little highlight there. I don't like that. I thought it was going to work. So I think just a little edge right there. Nah, it just looks like he has a dirty ear. We'll just erase that. Erase all but just the very edge here behind the sideburn. Give us the illusion of ear shadow. Oh, I've got the mumps. There we go. I forgot that 0 is the cheek puff. I gotta change those shortcuts. 0 for cheek puff, 9 for tongue out, and asterisk for my helmet. So I really need an upgraded version of this armor. Again, it's in the pile of projects yet to be completed. Let's see. 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. I say we're coming up on 2 hours. Not bad. Not a bad stream. I have no idea how many people are watching right now. Let me bring it up on my phone. Okay, well, 3. I didn't expect a big crowd anyway, since it's not a gaming stream. However, the Xbox 360 Theater is going to be coming back to the channel, and I have a little surprise in store. Since Battlefield is big, but 6 is kind of tapered off, I found myself a copy of Battlefield Bad Company 2. And I'm going to make the announcement on X later today, and I hope it draws a bit of a crowd. So yeah, this will be a rare performance of that game that's going to be looking pretty good, because I'll be stringing it from my Xbox 360 via capture card to my laptop, and should be able to stream with my VTuber model with arm tracking without any discernible difference in quality. Unlike what you normally see on my game streams, where I usually have to pause the puppet or put up a static image, this will be pretty crisp and clean. So I hope you all are able to scored both of those once thrifting. Yeah, so I hope everyone's able to tune in. I may make that an extreme late night stream, or it could be a morning stream. In either case, the whole game is getting played through. I know it's not a very long campaign, but for 1 to 2 hour streams, I think that should fill up a good chunk of this week. Enough so that I can start tomorrow and comfortably finish by Friday. Yeah, what else did I want to do with this little guy? I think not a whole lot there. I think that one is going to be... Oh, Battlefield Bad Company 2. All right, so that is one Master of the Tedious Head completed. Ish. Turn that sketch layer back on. And go ahead and... I think I'm going to call that quits for the stream for now. See where we started versus where we ended. I'm not trying to be critical, but did you want his eyeball lines going through his bangs? Yeah, I'm not really. I really don't care. So, I mean, you get a certain sense of translucency with cartoon hair. It's kind of a pseudo anime thing. I mean, I can erase it, and you can see it will give the hair a little more solidity. So, watch this. I know it kind of looks wonky because it's cutting right through. So we'll erase it right now just to see how it looks. So just a for instance. Yeah, that probably makes more sense. What I'll do is I'll probably hide the eye lines underneath the hair, and if this is a design that Master decides he wants to keep, I'll let him decide. He would probably agree with you, Dutch, that he'd want the hair to be completely obscuring the features. I do agree though that the one behind the main hair should go, so I'm gonna get rid of that guy. And then before I close out this stream, we're just gonna draw some happy little trees up here in the corner. Let's go and get my tree brush out. Ew. What do we got that's good for trees? That should be good. All right. You should give your puppet Happy Tree Guy. Yeah, no, I joked about that. I should get a big Bob Ross afro for that and just do a thing on an easel. I actually have a program called VDraw that'll actually put the VTuber in a position of drawing. Usually it's shown from behind, which is why most people back when that program was popular were using the big booty models. All right, so just a happy little tree. Just get that tree out there like that. It's Christmas, so let's get that little Christmas guy going. You tell anyone that bush is there, I will come into your house and catch you. little dry brush action in there. Get a little Grinch tip. Just a tip. Soften that guy out with the smudge brush. Oh, ew, no. Someone shit on my tree. Telling me I can't use... Oh, I guess I can't. Oh well. Okay, soften just a little bit. All right. I may do draw streams on the regular for Monday. Just maybe for just a kind of mental health thing, you know. I found this has kind of centered me a little bit. Hopefully it'll kickstart the rest of the week on a good note. Because I have a lot to get accomplished with Christmas right around the corner. And I know you all do too. So, on that, I will end this stream. But I just want to thank everybody for showing up. And the new people that followed, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your support. And stay tuned. 12 FPS Gaming is going to return. I should be doing something. Might even do a stream tonight. Probably be a little bit of Helldivers, just a short couple of missions. And then the Xbox 360 Theater featuring Battlefield Bad Company 2 will be announced today with a airtime of tomorrow. Probably in the morning, going for as long as I can, and then reset for the day after. And then, of course, be sure to follow Dutch Butters over at Dutch Butters Gaming. I am a regular there as well in his gaming streams. And you can meet the whole crew over there. So, till next time, I was Spartan Flash Sentry, and this was just a hangout and Scribble stream as I try to get back on that horse of artistic talent. And this was Master of the TDS version 7.1, we'll say. And yeah, I think I'll wrap it there. So thanks again. Take care, y'all. Spartan out.